All you need to know about APC Presidential Primary. APC Presidential Primary. We must choose someone that'll give us victory. Buhari. Ahead of the All Progressives Congress, APC, convention to choose its presidential candidate, President Muhammadu Buhari has said that the party will present a candidate who would give the party a sense of victory and confidence. President Buhari also told the Progressive Governors Forum to align with the position of the party and ensure that the forthcoming convention to pick a presidential candidate reflects all the values and virtues of the party. Speaking at a meeting with the leadership of the party and the governors elected on the platform of the APC, the president said he recognized the compelling need to provide stronger leadership to the party under the transition process and to ensure that it happens in an orderly manner. He affirmed that consultations will continue in the days leading to the national convention to ensure that all the aspirants are carried along. He said that the APC's focus was to remain on the changing dynamics of the nation's political environment, the expectations of the citizens and the global community, even as he emphasized the need for internal cohesion and a strong leadership brand for the party to achieve bigger electoral fortunes. A statement issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Chief Femi Adesina, quoted the President telling the participants, "The processes for the 2023 general elections have commenced in earnest, and I note that the most successful political parties globally have always relied on their internal cohesion and a strong leadership brand to achieve bigger electoral fortunes. Our party, the APC, shall not be any different, more so as we are still implementing the blueprint for a more prosperous nation." The president warned that he will apply stronger control on the ruling party in his last year at the helm to ensure that it remains strong and united so that it can retain power. According to him, "As I begin the final year of my second term as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and leader of the party, I recognize the compelling need for me to provide stronger leadership to the party under this transition process and to ensure that it happens in an orderly manner. Such leadership is required so that the party remains strong and united. It is also needed to improve our electoral fortunes by ensuring that it retains power at the center, hold the great majority in various legislative chambers and also gain additional number of states. In a few days, the party will be holding its convention during which primaries would take place to pick the presidential flag bearer for the 2023 general elections. This is a very significant process and its outcome should prove to the world the positive quality of the APC regarding democratic principles, culture as well as leadership." The president appealed to all the governors to allow our interests to converge, our focus to remain on the changing dynamics of our environment, the expectations of our citizens and the global community. Our objective must be the victory of our party, and our choice of candidate must be someone who would give the Nigerian masses a sense of victory and confidence even before the elections. While assuring that the consultation process will continue to ensure that all aspirants and stakeholders are brought on board right through to the convention, he stressed that it would also ensure that any anxiety occasioned by different factors are effectively brought under control, and that our party emerges stronger. Speaking on behalf of the state governors, Governor Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State, and chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, said the party must build on successes of its recent elective convention, and the primaries conducted so far, and come up with a candidate who will walk in the footsteps of patriotism and love for the country, which Mr. President has shown, adding, "We will support Mr. President to have a very successful convention." Meanwhile, it was gathered that President Buhari has recommended that the number of presidential aspirants going into the party primaries should be reduced to a manageable figure, with the national chairman expressing the hope that aspirants can be pruned to 4. Ahead of the primaries of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, to pick its presidential candidate for the 2023 presidential election, the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, has written the delegates, begging them to vote for him in order to realize his presidential ambition. In the letter, Lawan, who has solicited for the support of the delegates, urged him to choose a person that would lead and not rule Nigerians, and a leader with absolutely no baggage. The letter, titled, "My Dear APC Party Delegates," read in full, "Compliments of the season. Permit me to write to you through this medium. As we converge at this great time, in this great party, to begin the journey of determining the future of this great nation, we must be cognizant of the fact that the fate of Nigeria fluctuates. While democracy asserts that the Nigerian voting public determines the person to emerge as president, however, in advance of that, the party delegates are saddled with the task of nominating the flag bearers. This communication is an appeal to all APC delegates as the party prepares for its presidential primaries.
I am reaching out to every single one of you APC delegates to plead with you to put Nigeria first, and give thought to the future of 215,763,437 million Nigerians, a lot of whom will appreciate the sagacious determination you will make during this process.
I am reaching out to you, with humility, to ask for your votes so that I can emerge as the APC presidential flag bearer for the 2023 Nigerian presidential election. 2023 presidency. Brimo makes case for Tinubu. Nigerian singer, Olawale Olaforo, better known as Brimo, has explained why Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu deserves to be the next occupant of the office of the Nigerian presidency. Brimo stated his reasons on Tuesday while responding to a comment on Twitter. Someone with the username @Ambrosia_Ajebu wrote, "This Jagaban, Tinubu candidacy has truly helped me see that so many Nigerians actually don't care about purposeful or diligent leadership." In response to this, Brimo tweeted, "Yet he's the one with a plan, we all know that. Let a city boy be president for once. I've never met the man, or anyone who represents, or is acquainted with him, or even his relations and political affiliates, and if we stop trying to kill him off for being old." Tinubu is one of the frontline presidential aspirant under the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress, APC. He is a former governor of Lagos State. APC stakeholders slam Buhari over succession plot. Stakeholders of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC have reacted to President Muhammadu Buhari's request to the party's governors to allow him pick his successor ahead of Monday's presidential convention of the party. They wondered if the president is now being influenced by the antics of state governors who often resort to imposing their stooges as successors, saying the president is supposed to be a moral compass to the state chief executives. Speaking under the aegis of APC Rebirth Group, the stakeholders said President Buhari's desire to reciprocate gestures must not compromise the party's internal democratic processes. At a media parley in Abuja, convener of the group, Enga
Aliyu Audu conceded that the stakeholders recognize the inalienable rights of the president to be interested in whoever succeeds him and the natural desire to reciprocate the gesture of support he received in his 2014 bid to be the party's flag bearer for the 2015 presidential election.
The stakeholders, however, opined that the choice of the president should not amount to an imposition or foreclose the chances of a free and fair contest where the candidate who reflects all the values and virtues of the party and has the potential to defeat the candidates of other political parties will be democratically elected. They also painfully recalled how the current national chairman of the party was imposed on stakeholders in the lead-up to the March 26 National Convention. The stakeholders said, "We say this because the memories of what transpired at the last national convention of the party where the president picked his choice for the position of the national chairman and literally forced the other aspirants to step down in a manner that can best be described as an imposition is still very fresh." In a January 6, 2022 interview with the Nigerian television authority NTA, the president stated clearly that he would not play the role of a kingmaker in the choice of his successor and any other elective office, just as he stated that he tried about 3 times to contest for president before he emerged, and so anyone that wants to become the next president should also work for it. Barely a month ago, while fielding questions from journalists after observing the Eid el-Fitr prayers in Abuja, the president equally said that he has no favorite candidate for the 2023 presidential election. Instead, he said the one who would succeed him is the person that Nigerians elect. Our understanding of this statement is that the Nigerian he referred to include members of the All Progressives Congress through direct or indirect process should also elect whoever they want to fly the flag of the party in the general elections. One then wonders what has informed the change of position of the president on how his successor or any other elected official should emerge. If he is influenced by what is obtainable at the states where governors brazenly handpick aspirants at different elections, then it is imperative to remind the president that he is supposed to be the moral compass for us as members of the party and Nigerians as a whole. As the president and leader of the party, it is a moral responsibility that he sets examples for the governors and future elected leaders to emulate and not the other way round. The best legacy President Muhammadu Buhari can leave for the APC and Nigeria as a whole is the legacy of a deeply entrenched democratic process where Nigerians can freely choose who represents them at whatever level in free, fair, credible and transparent processes. This legacy must manifest from the All Progressives Congress, which prides itself as a party with progressives' ideals different from the other stocks. If the so-called established internal policies of succession in the party fulfills all democratic criteria, we would not be having as much crisis in the party as we have witnessed in recent times. As we speak, the ongoing primary elections of the party across the country, which ought to have been concluded, are still subject of infighting in a number of places. Is this the kind of legacy the president wants to leave behind? As someone who came in through a free, fair and credibly contested democratic process in 2015 and also won re-election through the same process in 2019, the president must not only ensure that this standard is maintained, he must keep to his own words and advice as vividly expressed in the January 6 interview on the Nigeria Television Authority that the APC must conduct itself properly and allow the system to work.
At this point in the life of the APC, winning the 2023 presidential election is equally as important as who flies the flag of the party in the election, especially if protecting the legacies that the Muhammadu Buhari-led APC administration has put in place in the last 7 years is of great concern.
What guarantees victory for many political parties is not just who the candidates are, but the process through which they emerge. If the process is flawed so much as to leave members disenchanted, you are already on your way to losing the election. For the APC to avoid finding itself on this path, it must not make the mistake of forcing anyone on the party in whatever guise. The president is free and has the right to have his choice of candidate, but let everyone be made to test their popularity in the field so that representatives of the party in the form of delegates will choose who they deem to be the best, more qualified and popular to win us the 2023 presidential election, the stakeholders added.